Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hope everybody's having a great day. Hopefully I'm not too zoomed in like last time. I kind of was cutting off stuff and then had my camera in the wrong spot. Anyways, welcome to my channel. Devon Rex for Art here, also known as Yolande. And this is a live stream. If you want to see, I'm going to be showing some stuff first and then start the project. If you want to watch the project, you might want to zoom on if you're watching the replay. Hi, Dar.
Hey,
Oh gosh,
everybody,
I
how
forgot
y'all
to put
doing? Hope everybody's having a great.
sorry. I forgot to turn the volume off. There's always something I forget. Hope my sound's okay. So I was due to not stream until next week, but Anne-Laur's fine, but she had something else that she had committed to that she needed to do. So she couldn't stream this week. So I said, well, I'll stream this week. So next week she's going to stream instead of me, but I'm going to be a guest on her channel and we're going to do some collage, I think. So I don't know how many people are to come today. I just sort of put out yesterday that there's a change. So welcome to those that come and welcome to those that watch the replay. Hi Nettie. Good to see you. So some happy mail. I don't, because I just streamed last week, I don't have a lot of happy mail to show. But I did receive this card from Teresa Peterman. She makes beautiful cards. So thank you, Teresa. Hi, Beth. I'm going to show the page I colored in the book that you sent me. So I've been doing a lot of coloring. Before I get to that, I'm just going to explain what we're going to do today. So on Monday, Janet M. Young was working with her washi tape, her washi sticker paper. And I thought, I haven't worked in my washi sticker paper book in a while. So I had started this book. Janet had kindly sent me some of the washi sticker paper, and some of it I printed on the inkjet. So that's a picture of a gel print that I printed using my inkjet printer. And then like this is actually a jelly print that I stamped on. So this is a book I like to use. That's a photo I printed. There's a photo. What I like about washi paper or sticker paper is that you can see through it, especially the printed, like the inkjet printed stuff. This is a picture that I colorized using Inktense once it was down here. And it's just fun. So some of these are pictures of gel prints, like that's a picture of a gel print, but that's a gel print. And I prefer it when it's translucent so that you can see the words behind it. Can you see that? So these, I'm trying to find an example. So I'm going to try gel printing with transparent paints so that you can see the words. I'm trying to find an example. And then some doodles. So a lot of the jelly prints I did, you don't really see through them. It's mostly the inkjet ones that you see through. Who else is here? Hi, Marguerite. Hi, Keeks. Hi, Linda. So I'm trying to find, a lot of these were pictures of gel prints. So today I'm going to try to do a gel print that's actually translucent. And I'm going to use, so here, this was a gel print and it's translucent. So I'm going to try to do that and then we'll play and add some stuff in here. So I'm going to use these pastel paints from the dollar store, which are not very pigmented, so they're quite translucent, not transparent. These dilution paints, I'm going to use neon paints and pastel paints, I think. These Meeden paints that I bought, they're very matte. They're not really neon, but they are translucent, so we're going to use some of those. And you know, some colors, you can tell if it's translucent by the little square. If the square is filled in, that means it's opaque. If it's open, it means it's translucent. So for example, this purple would be good for stamping on top of the paper because it's opaque. This is going to be sort of part of the base print. I hope I'm being somewhat clear. So I don't know exactly how, you know, I'm thinking like neons, but if we do a lot of layers, it might mute it a bit, which would be okay. Hi, Linda Gibbs. Oh, okay, well, drive safe, Marguerite. Hey, Janet. We're going to use some washi paper today and do some gel printing. We're going to use some just items from around the house. I'm going to try using these old Stampin' Up! Roller stamps as well. I thought that would be fun. And then once we have our background prints, we're going to do some stamping on top, maybe some splattering. Maybe Janet also did some spraying on hers. That might be fun. We'll see how it goes. All right, I should zoom in just a little bit. Now, I've been posting, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll know that I've been doing a lot of coloring. So on my birthday last week, I colored this page in a book that Beth Schuler sent me. Where's the page? This is a page I want to color because I've been there. So I want to color that page, the Himeji Castle. I did a geisha, this page here. So I based it with alcohol markers. And then I did colored pencil and gel pens. So that's that page. And I used some gold gel pens to outline the decorations. So thank you, Beth, for this book. I really enjoyed coloring in that. I got these glitter pens from Grabby, and to swatch them out, instead of swatch them, I decided to play in this book that Heart House sent me, this Adorable Dogs book, and just to play with the different colors. So I'm going to see, I don't know if you can see, in real life, they're quite sparkly at an angle though. You can see, I don't know if you can see that. You see how sparkly those are? So I had a lot of fun just adding just different colors. I just kind of different colors there. I think I'm going to do the dogs in grays, blacks, white, and browns. Like keep the dogs more of a realistic color. And then the backgrounds, I'm going to use just like super tips or maybe alcohol markers to make like a flat background. So it's going to be very simple. Coloring doesn't have to be like super complicated. Sometimes it's just fun to play with colors and color combinations. So thank you, Patsy, for sending me that book. My sister's getting into coloring. Hey, Joanne. Linda forgot about the wheels. My sister's getting into coloring, and I was showing her how alcohol markers work, and I bought this book at the dollar store, and she also bought it. So she brought it over and we worked on this page together. This is similar to the cover page. So this is just a quick color. This took me like maybe 2 hours. Alcohol markers. I did a little bit of colored pencil just to show her how colored pencil, you can do shading, but that's all the colored pencil I did. And then I used gel pens. I think this is my favorite part, using the gel pens on his on the sunglasses. And then after I thought it's missing something, so I decided to put some stickles on his hat. I didn't have my glitter pens yet, otherwise I probably would have glitter up that puppy. She did her dinosaur, I think, purple with green. I did mine green with purple. And then I think, I could go in with the gel pen and add the glitter pens and add a glitter, make those lines glittery. I might do that. Or maybe color some of the random triangles with the glitter. What do you guys think? I don't know. Anyway, so that's fun. She was like, I don't know. I said, it's just a dollar store book. So this is the other page I'd done in it. It's just a dollar store book. Who cares? Like just color, So that's a fun book. You can get some fun books at the dollar store. Thanks, Joanne. Hi, Purple Penny Pages. Good to see you. Hi, Jackie. Joanne just found some more chickens from the same seller. And she'll send. Hi, Dot. So I've been doing a lot of coloring. So I think I showed you guys the pages in this book. I did 2 pages. And then I did a color, I think last week I showed them, but I did a buddy color with Jane Litterick, Vintage Skies. And we're going to probably post them tomorrow. So this is the page I did. So I used oil pastels, and I taped off the edge. I used oil pastels and Daniel Smith watercolors to base everything. And then I did some colored pencil on the wolves and some gel pens on the wolves to shade them. And then some metallic gel pens to, so it was a background was like leaves. So I outlined some of the leaves with gold and some of the leaves with silver. And I did some white star splatter, and then I did some silver stars. And some of the artwork showed through the coloring. So the stars that showed through, I just metallicized them. So this was like a yin and yang. Hey, Jane's here. So we're gonna post our buddy color tomorrow. You can check out our pages on Instagram. And Jane does coloring on her channel as well. She does other things too. She does mixed media like me. I don't really color on my channel, but I like coloring, so I kind of been doing this off camera. So check out our Instagrams tomorrow. We're gonna reveal our buddy colors together. So I really like that. I tried to do the galaxy background like Nico Simcoe. I can't remember. Has a channel. So that was really fun. Thank you, Jane, for doing a buddy color with me. And I'm doing a buddy color with Joanne Newman. So that's going to come out maybe next month. Hi, Dana Yates. Hi, Ambient. Hi, Sherry. And then I thought I'd share, I usually don't show you guys stuff in progress, except I guess that little dog page I did. Hey, View. So here's a few works in progress. So I've got this book by Maria Trolle. I bought this a couple years ago, and I meant to buy a different one. I don't remember if I meant to buy Luna or Universe, but I bought this one by mistake. So I'd started a page, and then I just kind of abandoned it, and I hadn't done anything else in this. So I thought, I'm gonna finish that page. I'm just gonna take this other one out. I'm gonna finish that page that I started a couple years ago. So all I had done was the hair with the Neocolor 2s and the bunnies. So then I used Tombows and Neocolor 2s. And I think that's it. So I'm just kind of treating it like a watercolor. So if you watched Dee Dee Willingham this morning, she showed how you can watercolor on coloring book pages using your Neocolor 2s with a water brush. And she used Crayola Super Tips on a piece of plastic, and then you picked it up with the water brush and colored. So I did a combination with the Tombows. I just did sometimes if it was a light color, I just did a light brush directly on the paper, let it dry, and then I came back with the darker colors on, like scribbled on something else and picked it up with the water brush. So this one, I'd still have to shade her, I think with colored pencils, but I think the rest, I'm just gonna add gel pens. I'm not gonna do a bunch of colored pencils on this. I'm just gonna use gel pens to maybe, I don't know, outline them, add highlights. The bunnies, I might add a little bit of white. I haven't decided. I like how soft they look. And then do some star splatterage. So that's a work in progress. Hope you guys aren't bored. Hi, Carol. And Carol's on after me. She's on at 3. And View's been doing a lot of coloring in her Googly book, so has Jane. And I'm gonna show that at some point when I start something. And then, yeah, so check out View and Coloring View. Dee Dee, obviously, for coloring. Jane Literick. I'm just looking at who's here and who colors. Hi, Lisa Minglet. Long time no see. I hope you're good. Hi, Vale. And also, who's I going to mention? Oh, Cat and Paste. She's not here, but she does a lot of amazing techniques. And I used one of her techniques on this page. This is a work in progress. So my son's girlfriend came over and we were coloring, and I wanted to try out her Artix pencils. So I had these, I've been watching R.J. Hampson flip throughs, and I thought, I really like his books, but I don't need another coloring book. And I know Can you guys still hear me? I've got my mic on, but sometimes I notice it doesn't really work. Let me know if you could hear me when I said, can you hear me? So I printed out some PDFs. I did one on tone tan. I'm going to do that one in the fall. And this one I did on a Daniel Rubens glittery watercolor paper. I could do that in October, but I think I'm going to do that soon. So I'm going to use watercolors on that. And then this one I did on cardstock. So I used alcohol markers. And I knew I wanted to do the frog green and the chair red. But then I didn't know what other colors to do. I was thinking purple, but I didn't want to, I don't know, I'm going to make that look like metallic. But I didn't know what to do with this, I was going to say slug, snail. Loud and clear, awesome. So then I found this color cube card that I had sitting out because I love these colors. And I thought, well, I've already got the red and the green, and I want to do the purple. So then I thought, well, that would be cool to incorporate the turquoise and this orchid color. So I used some alcohol markers. So those are my alcohol markers to base. So those kind of match pretty good. That was the closest I had to the purple. And then I just, this is all based with the alcohol markers, and I have to come back and finish with the colored pencils. So this is almost finished with the colored pencils. The hat and the chair are finished, and I think the side leaf are finished, but everything else I have to go in and shade, and I haven't decided how I'm doing the sky yet. And then this, for the grass, I decided to do the cross hatching that I see Cat and Paste do, and I just use super tip markers to do the cross hatching. And then I might add some colored pencils on there, but to give essence of grass. So yeah. And then I had a friend over yesterday for lunch, and I was showing her my room, and she was like showing interest in coloring. So we talked about coloring for a while, and she might start coloring. So I might have, and my friend Linda that's here, we colored together. So I might have like, 4 different people to color with in person. Hi, Cindy. Joanne says, if you join RJ Hampson mailing list, he sends out a pic every month for free. That's cool. Well, maybe I should join his mailing list. Is his mailing list free? Interesting. Let's see. Okay, I think if I've missed you, I apologize. It is not on purpose. So I have a basic plan, but I don't know how it's going to work out. So I'm going to use Big Peggy. This is my 12 by 14 plate, and I thought it would take 1.5 pieces of the washi paper, and then we'll stamp on it and cut some stuff out and stick it in my washi sample altered book. I like this book because the pages are cool. I like the edges. I like that there's some illustrations in there that I have incorporated. Like my favorite page so far is this one here with the fish, because I cut a circle out. Did I glue? I don't think I glued pages together. Did I glue pages together? I can't remember now. But anyways, so let's see, 35. I should be able to tell by the page numbers. 52, 53. Okay, well, if I could get some consecutive page numbers, I would know. 92. So I did. I glued 2 pages together in this book. So anyhow, that's the idea for today. Jane says, always love having fellow colorists in the house. Yeah, it's fun. So the washi paper, sticker paper that Janet sent me, I don't have a link for it. It wasn't available in Canada, so that's why she sent me some. So I've been sort of hoarding it. These are the papers that the sticker papers that I've covered so far, so I can still use these. But we're gonna make some fresh meat. So I wrote on the outside of the paper which side is the washi side, because that's the side I want to print on, right? And then the other side is what you peel off to stick it down. So see that? So peel that off, and then this part's sticky. So I just keep it in the paper so that I'll know which side to put down. So I'm going to just keep that in the paper for now. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee and then let's start throwing some paint on here. I was thinking I would start with like an ombre of fluorescent colors. So like maybe rainbow order. So we got pink, orange. I might pick up with this pastel yellow, so I don't think I'm going to use yellow. I might, because we're going to do a base and then I'm going to add a bunch of marks with some of that stuff, and then we're going to pull it and then we're going to stamp on it. That's the plan. But I want some blue, some neon blue, maybe this purple. It's not really neon, but it would be fun. We're just going to do a big mix. So Roy G. Biv, red, we need red. Red, do I use this red or do I use, I don't find these fluorescent reds are very red. They're more like pink. So let's use a red. We could use this fluorescent purple as well. We're going to put like a rainbow. This is like a lighter pink. And let's do some green too. So neon green. And then I've got this Delusions green. So my plan is I'm going to do like a big rainbow and then maybe remove some paint with this. And maybe do some of that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So let's just start by plopping on some colors. So this Delusions paint's super old. I bought it from a friend of mine, and you have to shake it. There's a ball in it. I think this is the, oh, this one too, we have to shake. So let me pre-shake those. So I have no clue how this is gonna turn out, but, so we're gonna do green, green. Oh, you guys can't see that. Let me move this up a bit. And then let's do this light blue. Oh, I don't have a purple. Let's do this dark blue. Oh, this one I think I have to shake too. Oh, you still can't see that. Oh my gosh. Or maybe you could. Maybe I didn't. There's a lag, so it's hard for me to see. This is more like an indigo blue. And let's do a little bit of this purple. So this is Montmartre from HomeSense, and then this is the Royal Langnickin, which is also, I think, from HomeSense. So just some inexpensive paints. Oh, you could see it. Now I got to scooch down. So this purple is more like a pink. So this will mix together to be a purple. Let's do the pink. This is the Liquitex. Let's do this pink. This orange. And let's do this red. So some of these are neon and some are not. And then let's do, this is another pink, or maybe we should, like I said, I don't want to use yellow, I don't think yet. And I want to keep the colors transparent so that when I pick up the washi, that the print, when I put it on the book, the print shows through. So we have sort of like a cool side and a warm side. All right, so it's not totally rainbow, but I'm going to use my big brayer. I had this purple ready, but then I didn't use it. But we can add marks with it. Okay, so I got a big brayer. So I need a brayer off sheet that is equally wide. Let's just use that. What we can do is we can use a couple brayers because this is really long. Okay, so I'm going to start, I think I'll start on the warm side here. I need to make some space. So we're going to do a really bright ombre so that when we do the washi paper, we have choices. So let's use this. I'm just going to switch the brayer so that my colors don't get too muddy. I could wipe them, but I don't want my color to dry. I could wipe that. I could go back to this one. Well, no, I don't want to go over that. Let's just do the green here. Okay. How's that for in your face rainbow? Let's put that on there. Let's squish it. I want to remove stuff so that I can add more marks. Let's do that again. I'm not getting enough off with this. Let's get something else. Let's get a placemat. With some randomness. This one's kind of random. We'll do that. That's better. Okay, and let's get another let's see. Something I haven't used in a while. I'm trying to use stuff I haven't used in a while, you know? Ooh, I know. Where is it though? Sorry, that's so loud. I got these little things from the dollar store. They're like those fake tiles. Hey, Christina. Well, that's cool. So it's like faux tile. I don't think that would stamp off, but we can try it. A little bit. And here. See, this is already drying. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna let that dry and then we're gonna add more marks to it. So here we can add some purple marks, some blue marks. We can add some contrasting marks. So we're going to try some of these rollers and maybe a bit, oh, I wonder if this would work. This, no, that's just too dry. But I could add a bit here. Just, instead of rolling it, I'm just taking off little bits and pieces. Okay. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because you can't see my whole thing. There we go. So this should dry pretty quick, and then let's get out another gel plate to load up our mark making things. Oh, sorry, Bale. Sometimes YouTube is flagging like the weirdest words that aren't offensive or anything. It's bizarre. Okay. We got a little loosey hair here. I'm going to pull off. Another one here. Okay, let's start adding some marks. We could use these. This is like a bubble blower from the dollar store. So let's use some purple. Let's use this purple. And remember, I'm trying to use stuff that is transparent. So this is not fully transparent, but it's not super opaque either. So it's very light. So these are going to be very subtle. Okay, and then I can actually, it's still wet, so I can use this to just clean that paint off. And we'll get another little print. Some of the paint that was on this kind of came off onto there, but I'm not mad at that. So that's an off print, using the brayer off to pick up some of the purple paint that we used for our mark making. All right, let's use some of these rollers. And you don't need this part, like you can, this I used some plastic ribbon from the dollar store, and I just wrapped it around here and used a, what's that, a rubber band? So we could use that. This, it's a little disappointing though. I'm not going to use that to make marks. It's better at removing marks. Let's use, I like using, there's one that's kind of scribble scrabble. Where did it go? Here it is. This one here, I think it says like happy birthday, but when you put it on the jelly plate, when you pick it up, it's going to be backwards. So let's use that with some blue. So I'm just using my gel plate on the side here as a palette to load up my mark making things. All right. Here's some blue. So I'm just going to hold it and roll it to pick up the paint, and then let's put it just in certain areas. Okay, and then we can actually roll this, actually pick up the extra onto here. I think that would be all right. So thanks for coming to my live stream. I know most people that tune in expect mixed media and gel plating, so I hope you don't mind that I'm showing my coloring. It's mixed media coloring, really. So there, picked up that paint. Okay, let's use another one. Let's use this one. And let's use this bright orange. It might disappear though. Let's use some light blue. That's my main complaint about this meet-in paint, is that the caps are clear. So I put them down and I never know where they are. Okay. All right. There's our blue. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but that looks cool. Let's pick that up on here. Thanks, Vale. So that's pretty subtle there. Let's use, this one is kind of like little stripes. I think that would be cool in a darker color like a purple. So I'm trying not to think too much. So if I have colors opposite on the color wheel, they're going to kind of mix to make mud, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I really like this one. Now, because this is a rubber stamp, really I should be wiping them with baby wipe right away so that the paint doesn't clog up the spaces. So I'll just kind of wipe that off. I should do the other two that I did too. So I'm just going to wipe these off so that they don't. So if you have some of these old rolling stamps, you know, pull them out. Here's some more letters. Oh, I didn't do this one, did I? Okay, let's use some yellow here. Let's use this bright fluorescent yellow. Some of this might not even show on the final. And see, this is wet, so I don't want to use it on the yellow. What's everybody working on? I don't see people chatting, so you guys must be working on stuff. Throw in the chat what you're working on. And I'm not going to use metallics because I find metallics on the, if there's a lot of metallic on the washi sticker, it reflects the light and you don't see the text coming through. Because I'm trying to make, trying to make a translucent, tape. And I can go diagonal. I don't have to go straight. So we're just doing a lot of mark making to make a background. What about some, we haven't really done pink yet, have we? Let's do some pink. I'm probably going to pick up a mixture of using light blue and yellow. So I'll try to, so some of this yellow might not show, but maybe I'll do patches. I'll do some blue over the warm colors and some blue over the cool colors, and then do some yellow over the warm colors and some yellow over the cool colors. So we get a little bit of everything. Hi, Belinda. Working on fabric collage, listening and learning so quiet. That's funny. All right, so we used some of our rolly stamps. What about, Yuta had sent me this. I'm not sure what kind of mark it'll make, but I feel like, I'm just gonna move this over a smidge. You can see this. This is turning out interesting too. So we talked about pink. Let's use, should use one of the fluorescent pinks. That's a green. Magenta. Yeah, the lift off is cool. Now this is drawing, so I can't just plop this on to lift it up. So we'll have to do a pull with, you know, an actual paint to kind of, what happens is the wet paint sticks to the dry paint and then it all becomes one and then you pull it up. That's the basics of gel printing. It's not really that difficult. Okay, so we're gonna use this with some pink, some magenta. I don't know if you can see this edge that I have here, but it's pretty. I don't know if it's gonna pick up enough. There, we got some pink. Let's put some pink here. Might start, yeah, if there's not enough paint on here, it's just gonna lift up things. But I like I like where this is going. So I'm going to put that aside and we're going to lift that up in a bit. Let me get another 8x10 plate out. Maybe we'll lift that one up on washi paper too. Oh, this is a mess. Okay. This was from my blue stream. Okay, I'm going to use a bit more paint this time. I didn't have enough paint on there. So let's use this and the magenta together. I think this paint is a little bit old and drying out. So if I mix it together with this other one, it should be more juicy. I think we need some texture over here. Hey, Thunder. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that thicker. Let's try that again. So this is just some, it's sort of plasticky. That, ooh, that's cool. That Yuta sent me when she sent me the cassette tapes. Let's put some over here too. Ooh, I love that. Woo! Yummy. I think I'm going cray-cray with this pink. But I like it. I could even take this and roll it around one of these rollers and like use it as a roller. Let me wipe this off. Okay, I'm wiping this off to keep the spaces clear of the paint so that it will work next time. What else do we have for art making? We've got our good old-fashioned honeycomb cardboard. So let's add another color here and then we'll pick it up. I feel like we could use more of that blue, although I'm going to use blue, aren't I? Okay, so let me decide what I'm picking up with. I'm going to use this cheap dollar store paint. So I'm going to use light blue here and light blue there. Okay, so I can add some light blue stamping here and here. And then I'm going to pick those up with yellow, with this pastel yellow. Okay, so I'm going to remember blue, blue, yellow, yellow. Okay, so I'm going to put those like that. So I'm going to use some, do I have a neon blue? Did I use a neon blue? Here's a neon blue. Let's try that. We'll see if it's dark enough. It's pretty dark. And again, to remind myself, I'm trying to use transparent colors. And I see on my camera that I could pull this down a bit. Okay, so just wiping that. I think this one's ready. All right, let's do, it's not a lot of blue. I think it's kind of drying up here. Let's see. So blue, blue. So I'm going to put blue here. And I'm doing yellow here. So I'm trying not to put blue paint where I'm going to pick up with light blue, if that makes sense. Now I went too far. But that was drying up. So let's use this blue. It's not really a light blue, so it should stand out. So I'm trying my best not to use opaque colors. There, that's a bit juicier. That should. Okay, so again, putting blue here, where I'm picking up with the yellow, and I'm going to put blue here, which is, it's going to brown out a bit because of the colors that are there. And let's go ahead and put some there. Okay, now we're going to be stamping, like after I pull it, I'm going to add some rubber stamping, foam stamping on top and cut out to put in my washi book. Does that make sense? All right, let's just add a little bit of texture. So the roller had some of the honeycomb shape on it. All right, so let's do the pickup of this with our washi paper, and then we'll do the pickup of our leftover plates with the washi paper as well, and then we'll have like lots to choose from. All right, so, okay, let me just make myself some space. Lift this up. Okay, so that's not dry yet, so we're gonna let that dry just a little bit more. How about scribble handwriting with the end of a paintbrush? I might do that over top. Right now I'm just doing like the background, and then we're gonna use like different, I've got some art foamy stamps here. I've got my new groovy hand stamps that we're gonna make sort of our focal images. I even got out some rubber stamps that we're gonna see if those might work. So I'm gonna, and then where there's spaces, I could do the what's that called? Asemic writing. We could do that. All right, so let's do that first one that I put aside because it should be dry. That's pretty crunchy. Let's pick this up with this yellow, this pastel yellow. I just need a, and this is just cheap paint from the dollar store, which I think, I don't know, it came as a set. We could do an ombre. No, let's just do the whole thing yellow just to see. Although that's gonna brown out. Oh well, that's okay. Let's just, I might have too much on there. Da, da, da. That's a good idea, Beth. We will do that. Remind me later if I forget. Okay. Woo! Oh, I don't have my washi paper ready. Okay, I gotta grab the washi paper out. Forgot. Okay, so I'm taking washi side. The top is the washi side, so I'm putting that side down. And I kind of put it near the bottom so that I'll have a part that's not, that's still clear that I can use to maybe add to it. What is that item you are using? Did you mean this item? This is just from packing like cardboard. Sometimes corrugated cardboard has honeycombs in it, if that's what you mean. Okay, so let's let that dry, and that's the pale yellow. Okay, and then this one here, it's not dry yet. This one's dry. So we're going to use the yellow and the blue. So I said I was going to do, what did I say? Blue, blue, yellow, yellow. Okay, so we're going to do yellow here and here, I think. I hope that's what we said. And then I'm going to put 2 pieces of washi, and I might need to grab something else. And then this blue here and here. I might have too much paint, but whatever. Better too much than too little. So I'm going to kind of just do sections here. And then where we have some overlap, we might get a bit of green. This paint's really sort of slimy. I'm going to wipe that to do the yellow. Or I could use a different brayer. Gee, now I'm not in the right spot again. Oh, I feel like I'm going to use a fresh brayer because I want that yellow to be yellow. Ooh, that's way too much paint. We'll have to thin that out. I shouldn't have worn this. This is one of my good sweatshirts. Okay, so let's try to thin this. Let's go this way. I don't want it too thick because I don't want my paper to get all, I don't want it to get all wrinkly. If you have a lot of paint on, then it's going to be kind of wrinkly. So it's not super smooth, but let's not worry about that. If I'm worried if I smooth it too much, I'm going to mix up the colors. All right, so let's do, so washi side down. Let's do this like that. And then the other one, I'm not going to be able to get the whole thing on, so we're just going to go with half. Uh-oh. I think, shoot, let me double check. I gotta check because I took it out without thinking. I just gotta check which side is the washi side. Sorry. Ah. Yeah, so this is the washi side here. So we're gonna do that. Put that there. And then what we can do is we can just put down this graph paper. Okay, and let's just cut that. Yes, Star Traveler. It looks interesting. We'll see what it looks like. It's always a surprise. Okay, so I've got to make sure I rub that down. Now, when I lift this off my desk, if I lift it off my desk, it might lose contact and it won't pick up fully. So we're gonna let that dry. Okay, so I'm gonna try to just move it over. So this folded, I got these wet pieces of paper here. They're sticking. I piled them. So if you put wet paper on wet paper, you get stuff sticking. So I'm just going to slide it over like that. And then we still have this one to pull up. And we've already got this blue on the one side. I'm making a mess here, guys. Hi, Jess Cherry. Good to see you. Okay, maybe this one we'll do tone on tone. Let's do blue over here. And then we'll do yellow on the other side. Although this blue and this pink would look good together. Let's do some random skip rolling. Let's do that. Instead of ombre, we'll do some skip rolling. Okay, I'll close that in a second. And I like skip rolling with my little brayer. And I'll use the yellow first, and then we'll do the blue. And then I'll use my big one to spread it. Okay, and let's get another piece of washi sticker paper. Washi side down. So this time I did it intentionally. I didn't just take it out mindlessly. Ta-da! I hope so. I hope it's not I hope it's a ta-da, not a uh-oh, ho-hum. Ta-da! Ooh, wah, wah, wah. It'll be one or the other. Or it'll be a meh. Meh. Okay. So I'm going to just see if that first pull is ready. So remember, we're using a very light color to pull, and it should be transparent because I'm hoping it's transparent. Because it's a very thin, it's a thick paint, but it's a thin pigmented paint from the dollar store. Okay, so Linda, what are you doing still watching? Shouldn't you be getting ready to go live? My friend Linda Gibbs Stamp and Inkscape, she goes live at 2 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. So go watch her after I'm done, go watch her replay. All right, and that's usually where I am on the days I'm not streaming. When Ann Lar is streaming, I usually watch Ann Lar for the first hour, and then I usually go watch my friend Linda. We have to have another color buddy date, Linda. We'll do a group coloring date. Okay, so that's drying. This is drying. Move that over there. All right, bye, Linda. Let's see if that first one's ready. I feel like it won't be, but let's pull it. Yeah, it is not ready. Okay, I think I have to put a fan on these. Let me just sort of clean up a little bit. Let's move these little ones over here. And over here. I don't want to move the big one because I don't want to disturb it. Okay. We're going to need the roll. We're going to need paint and rollers in a bit. Okay, let's get this fan. So this is our main print over here. So I'm going to put the fan here to try to get that to dry. Because you need all the layers to dry so it pulls up everything. Okay, so while we're waiting, we've got two things we could do. I brought out we could work on this. I could show you how I finish, outlining and colorizing those with my Inktense pencils. Or I could glue these down to make these little ATCs and the words. And since I'm not going to be on my channel next week when I usually do my giveaway, maybe we should do these and then do a giveaway. Let's do that. And then this is a napkin journal that Dee Dee sent me. I noticed that the Art by Marlene that Joanne sent me would look really cool in here. So I think I'm going to start working on this off camera. And I'm going to start gluing down some of these images that Joanne sent me. Let's see. I had some ideas, like this lady here. And then Dee Dee already painted out that, so I think that would look cool there. So that's going to be in progress. I'll probably have some stuff to show you in 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks. So next week, I'm going to be on Ann Lar's channel, and we're going to be doing collage. So I won't do my giveaway while I'm on her channel. And then the week after, it's her turn to stream, and then I'll be back on my channel after that. So next week, you can catch me on Ann Lar's channel. And then the week after that, she's going to stream. This looks crooked. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit and let's glue down these cards. Is that fan really loud, guys? Do you want me to move the, do you want me to move, maybe I'll move this. Okay, I'm going to move this to my other spot. It's just, I think it's probably too loud. But I still want to pull those. I'm hoping they're going to dry soon enough. I still want to pull them and stamp on them. But the washi sticker paper isn't as absorbent as paper, so sometimes I think it takes a little bit longer to dry. So if it doesn't dry fast enough for me to stamp on it and play in our washi book, I could maybe do that at, next week on Anne's channel and work on our forest collage book. Okay, I think that's good. Let's glue these down. So the way I glue these down is I use wax paper, and because this is on a gel print, these are gel prints I made during the Not So Valentine's Hop hosted by Dana, who was here, Dana Yates, and Becca. And that's in my playlist under my lives. And then this is Happy Mail that Dee Dee sent me, so I'm going to put these on. So these aren't, I don't think these are going to be snarky because these aren't snarky words, but let's just glue that while we're waiting. Let's see, I might be able to do that, Beth. Let me just see. Here, I've got it, Dar. Copy. So this is my friend Linda's channel. Paste. The book was Poor Toast Gothic something. Let me just grab it out. Cute and Gothic Ephemera by Poor Toast. And I think Dar can probably put this link in. Cute and Gothic Ephemera. And I did add, ooh, this is all, my glue is, look, my glue is gluing without me. So I'm just going to use that to put the glue on. I always keep this upside down so it's ready to go, but all right, so I think I need to go out a little bit. All right, let's use a silicone spreader since this glue is already dispensed. So usually what I do is I put the Eileen's Tacky glue. I don't usually do it with the spreader, but since we've got glue there, I put some glue on there, and then I use my glue stick to spread it out to make it even. Bye, Joanne. Thanks for coming. And then that way it sticks on the acrylic, the jelly print, which has acrylic. So let's glue that. Let's just check the time, 12:04. So in about 20 minutes, I'm going to check to see if we can pull those prints. Okay, and then we'll do this little cat. So these are ATC size. So I cut out postcards, so I had a bit left over, enough to make a few ATCs, so that's what we're doing here. And then my glue stick too. And if you came in after the beginning, I explained that I usually alternate weeks with Anne-Laure, but she's fine, nothing's wrong. She just couldn't do this week because she had I don't know if it was a prior commitment, but she had another commitment she had to take care of. Okay, and then I kind of rotate it so that I'm not putting this down in glue. I usually put this glue, the Aleene's Tacky. You do it direct from the tube, but it had decided it was going to dispense for us, so we'll just go with it. And then this helps the glue get all the way to the edge when I use the glue stick. I don't like to put things right in the middle, so I'm going to move him over to the side a bit, and then I'll have to just cut off this part. And I explained last stream, I think I explained how I didn't cut all the way to the edge because I did want it to stand out on the dark background, but I didn't leave a huge border. I think some people call this kiss cutting, where you just leave a little bit of a trace. So this here, we're gonna have the chicken and the boot. It's the West Side Story of the barnyard. Okay, I'm gonna rotate that. And I made a cute little Valentine's ATC for my husband, and he's using it as his bookmark. It was this little strawberry that was running. Oh, it just cracked me up. I'm like, I have to use the strawberry. So if you want to see how these gel prints were made, just check out the replay of my hop video called the Not So Valentine Hop. Some people will take the back of their glue stick and use that of the lid, use that to rub it down. That works too. Or you can put your wax paper and you can like rub it that way. Now I know I asked earlier what people were working on, but I didn't see the answers because I was busy. So what are you guys all working on? Okay, so I had a good birthday. We went out. Hi, Deb's Crafting Room. I did send out the happy mail from the giveaway, so you should be getting that hopefully soon. So for my birthday, we took our 2 grown boys out for dinner at a place called the Keg, which is like a steakhouse. And they have the best, they give you this free ice cream mocha pie, or a cake really, with a graham wafer crust. Well, chocolate, maybe it's an Oreo crust, I'm not sure. But we went there for dinner and it was great. I was so full though, so full. Whoopsie, I rubbed too hard, his little chicken leg almost came off. Okay, there we go, and I'll have to cut off the edges. So just trying to think. Dara, can you remind me to look at my my prints to see if they're ready to pull in about 15 minutes or so? Okay, now the postcards, I rounded the corners. I did like that. I think the ATCs though, I'm going to keep it square. Let's cut the edge off. I should wait till the glue dries, but I'm not going to. And then I usually like to ink the edges. But let's see. Someone said, hi Vanessa. Vanessa's been working on her scavenger hunt journal. She has a video about that. And Sherry's working on her newly made junk journal. And she also has a video of her scavenger hunt journal that she did, Sherry Habbing. And hi Lydia. Hi Elizabeth Jensen. Thanks for coming, long time no see. All right, let's see. What would be a good, so these aren't snarky. How about a noble heart for this one? I think that works. And let's use the glue. We still have some glue left here. It's starting to dry up, but Even though these are sticker backed, I think because of the acrylic paint, I do want to use the Eileen's Tacky Glue. Put that beside his heart right there. And maybe we'll do like a star shine up here. That would be cool. Star Travelers Muse is working on redoing some old designs. You can put them online on a new website or store. Elizabeth is usually busy on Wednesdays. Nettie, that's Mama Munson, she is done with her scavenger hunt journal. Cool. So I'm going to make a little star shine here. Maybe he's a vampire, but he's got like a noble heart. Okay, let that dry, and then we'll add some Inktense pencils. What about this one? I'm going to see if you guys can see that. I'll let you guys pick this one. Hi, Laverne. Can you guys see? What about with shining eyes? Because I don't see anybody being able to. I'm thinking with shining eyes for this one. I'm just going to wait a second, see if you guys pick anything. I don't know what's going to go on this one. Vale was thinking the same. Okay, so we'll do a shining eyes. So because of the lag, I think I'm just going to have to pick. Oh, promise me one thing. Whoops. How about we do that for this guy? Or a charm. Ooh, a charm all its own. I think that's kind of funny. What do you guys think of that? And then I can put the promise me one thing on here. I might have to cut it down. I'll cut this one. So I think these are Tim Holtz sayings. Promise me one thing. How about that? Like that. So ATCs are little and they're fiddly. Or should we do something good is about to happen? Or do you guys like a charm all its own on this one? I think I like a charm all its own. We do it up here. I think I like it down here. And then I don't usually do a giveaway on non-first of the month, but I'm not going to be streaming the first of the month. I'm going to be on a guest on Anne Lar's channel. So perhaps we'll do a giveaway today. We'll do 3. So let me start that. So we're going to do numbers between 1 and 100. So these aren't finished yet, but I'll show you. I'll try to show you how I finish them if I have time here, depending how my prints are doing. So, but let's go ahead and give these away. So we're going to do 3 numbers. Like I'm going to put one, you're going to put in one number from 1 to 100. And then the first 3 closest to, without going over the number that randomly gets picked, you guys will get to each pick your card. So We got 4 cards and we'll give away 3 of them. Okay, so number between 1 and 100. Don't erase any numbers. No numbers after I type stop. The first 3 closest without going over get to pick a card. So I'm going to put go, so you could go ahead and put your numbers in. And this is anywhere that gets mail, and you have to be willing to give me your address. Okay. So I'm going to get my Inktense pencil out to show you how I finish these while you're putting your numbers in. So I'm going to use ink black, and I'm just going to go around this and then activate it with my water brush, and then it'll kind of dirty up the white a little bit. It's already pretty dark background, so you won't really see the shading as much, but you might see some of it. So I'm just going all the way around, and then I'll zoom in for this part. And then I take a water brush. Okay, and then I usually just kind of start it on my hand. Okay. And then usually for the text, I put underneath and then beside it. And then you activate it. And the theory is that once it's activated, it should be permanent-ish. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of it onto the text so it doesn't look too pristine. So we're just kind of, if the background was lighter, it would also add depth to it, but it's also just kind of grungifying the white so it's not so stark. So I really like my Inktense pencils. And then I have to rotate things. I can't just. So I'm just going to finish this guy, and then we will pull the number. So here you can see maybe some of the shading there. So if the background was lighter, you would see that more. But we're just kind of grungifying it a little bit. Okay, so I'll just finish him, go all the way around. And Inktense works on glossy paper too. Okay, and then I would take an ink pad with a thingy. Where's my thingies? There it is. And go around. It gets sort of the white off of the edge of the paper. This is pretty thick cardstock. And then I could have trimmed the corners, but there's already not much real estate, so I left them square. All right, so that's kind of how I finish those. So I'll do these ones the same way. So let's do, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do, I'm going to press stop, and then we'll do our random number generator. And then I will try to pull those prints, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna go out of YouTube for a second. My iPad, with the update, it's not as easy for me to split my screen. Okay, so we're gonna generate a number between 1 and 100. Closest one to 63 without going over. Closest 3, closest to 63 Ba, 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 ba. Let me go back to YouTube. $63. All right, let me get a sticky. I can just, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a pencil. So 63 is our number. So let's see if anybody at 63 on the nose. Oh, I forgot to press, did I press go? I thought I pressed go. Did I press go? Did my go disappear? Anyways, 63. Missy Johnson got 62. So 50, I think 54 is the closest. That's Margelle. Hi, Margelle from the Shelley Studio. And then 53 is Lucretia. And if you guys can send me, if I don't have your address, or if you've moved, you can send me your address at this email. Dar, can you confirm that I got the right people? I've got Missy is closest, and then I have Shelley Studio, and then Lucretia. So, Missy, do you want to pick first? Do you want 1, 2, 3, or 4? While you're picking, I'm going to go check on the prints. And Missy, I know I have your address. I think I just recently sent you something. These are not drying very well. Wow. So I pulled this one. Interesting. I'll show you the graph paper that I pulled. Let's see if these are drying. Wow, it's not sticking to my washi paper. How come? I've done this before. Wow. Okay. Let's leave it a little bit longer. Okay. I'm going to come back over here. Missy wants 2. That's this one, right? So Missy Johnson. Okay. So Dar, I hope I got the right names. All right, so Shelley, Margelle, Shelley Studio, Margelle, can you pick next? Do you want 1, 3, or 4? One, 3, or 4? Four. So that's this one. So that's Shelley Studio. Make sure you email me your address, or you can send it to me on Facebook. I think we're on Facebook together. All right, and then Lucretia, do you want 1 or 3? 1 or 3? I'm just kind of working on this. So our washi paper, and I know I've jelly printed on it before, but it's not liking the, this paint doesn't seem to be picking up the paint. So I might have to do it, I might just have to take it off and use a different paint to pick it up. I don't know. I've used this paint before, but never with the washi paper. Like it's just kind of oozy. I might just have to leave it longer. Much. All right, so Lucretia, did you pick which one, 1 or 3? Did I miss it? This one you can see more of the shadowing. Three, so that's this one. Okay, write that down. Cool. So I'll finish those up and mail them out at some point. I'm not the fastest at sending the Happy Mail. I always add in like extra things, so it usually takes me a little while to get it done. If you've seen my studio tour, I have like an island from IKEA, and right now it's sort of covered in Happy Mail that I want to send out. So just grungifying this a little bit. So that's similar to how I finished the that little journal that I showed. This one. This is very similar to how I add the shading from go from this to something like, well, that doesn't show as much. Maybe I used Inktense to colorize the areas that weren't colored, but I didn't. Usually I haven't finished that. We're having one of those days, people. One of those days. Okay, so I'm gonna pull, or not pull, that washi sticker paper. So I know I've printed on it before, but maybe this paint is not liking it. So we might just have to cut our losses and pick up the leftovers with something else. Okay, so I'm gonna put those aside. I'm gonna ink the edges. This one's pretty much done. So they're gonna be similar to that. And then I'll sign the back and I'll write a little message, and then you can put it in your journal, whatever. Yes, Cindy, I'm sure you will. You've won before. I know I've sent you stuff before. So I'm gonna put that on my Happy Mail table. All right. Let's pull this one. Let's see. So it's not picking up everything. See that? How it's, I mean, I could wait longer. It might pick it up eventually. But I think we're just gonna pull that one. It does give us room for stamping. See that paint, this paint's still wet. That's why I didn't pick that up. Let's do a test. with a different paint and the washi sticker paper. Instead of using this stuff, I'm going to use like a Liquitex or golden. Actually, if I use a golden fluid, it usually dries pretty fast. Now, I don't want anything too, again, I want something transparent. I could use this yellow with a bit of this pink. Okay, washi sticker paper, we're going to try it. Okay, and let me zoom back out. I hope you guys could see what I was pointing at. Okay, so I'm going to try another pickup with these two colors. It's going to make kind of like an orange. Ah! I know I've jelly printed with this cheap paint before, but just with paper, not with washi sticker paper. So maybe that's where I went wrong. We could add some sprays to this though. We could do that. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to do a pretty thin coat so that it can dry quickly. And I'm not getting full coverage. I'm just going to go for it. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to have to grab a fresh piece because I didn't pay attention to which side was the washi side, and that's already beading up, but let's just go for it. Thanks, Vale. One of these days I'll finish that little journal, do a flip through. So that paint was already drying. So, and that's still wet. We could spray that. I'm just going to go check the other pieces. See this is the, remember I had that grid paper on that one? It kind of wrinkled, but it did pick up some of the, it dried here, but this paint's not drying on the washi paper. So let's spray this. Janet did some spraying with hers. I think I might have to wait, let that dry overnight and show you guys in a little while. Let's see. Janet used her eyes inks. I think I'm going to use my Dilutions because they're a little bit brighter colors that I have. Hi, Hazel. All right, we're trying to save a failed washi sticker paper print. Wild Honey. We got this pink. This yellow might be good. Let's just do some spray. We're altering this washi sticker try not to put too much. I like that kind of mottled look. That's kind of cool. And then let's use a little bit of this pink. Just want to fill in some of the gaps. Janet used her washi sticker paper on Monday. If you want to check out, she used lots of different sprays and it was really cool. So that's pretty good. I think I want to add a little bit of blue down here. Maybe this turquoise. And I'm still going to see if we can pull that print. I haven't totally given up. Woo, that came out. So you got to wipe their noses. The fun thing about mixed media is something doesn't work there's usually something you can do to fix it, right? Like, you know, the prints worked on this paper, but it just didn't want to work today on the washi paper. Although, like I said, I have done washi paper before. So I'm just kind of smooshing that around to give it sort of a distressed look. I like how that's sort of speckled there. Okay. Hi, Joyce. You have $150 of yarn in your cart. Wow. Okay, so all is not lost. We have something. I'm going to just heat dry this a little bit, and then we're going to do some stamping on there. And then at the end, we'll try to pull those other papers and see if it works. I just need my heat gun. Sometimes when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, right? That makes cool. I like that, how that turned out. It's kind of funny how it came off in little chunks. Oh, that sounds cute, Joyce. The Beatrix Potter Animal Crochet Book. How cute is that? All right, I want to use some of my funky hands. I was going to use acrylic paint. And I want to use some of these tassels. I think these would be fun in that, my washi book. I think we'll do tassels. We'll do 3 tassels. And then Beth wanted us to do some ischemic writing. I think white would look cool on there. Purple, maybe? So these are my groovy hands. I think I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these 3. I'm going to use these tassels from Art Foamies, and I'm going to try some rubber stamps. These are Stampin' Up! Ones. Let's grab this one here. This balloon I think would look cool. And I do have some stays on, which I don't think I need stays on though. I think just archival should do. Okay, so let me just see if I have enough ink on here. I think these ones I'll do with acrylic paint. Let me check this. Oh, I should use a foam underneath, I think. Things stamp better when there's foam under them. Let's just do this. Let's try this. That's okay, that's pretty good. Maybe I should, I think we'll do it in the light area. I do want a mixture of stuff with it. Let's try that. Hi, Linda. Jackie sees a face. Cool. Hi, Joan. Okay, that's neat. Okay, and maybe we'll do the tassels with the ink. Let's see. No, maybe not. I think I might need to do that with paint. Okay, let me grab, and then we'll cut some of these out and stick them in our book and then see if those prints worked. Okay, let us grab something to apply the ink, the paint. This thing is stuck. There we go. So as you guys know, I don't necessarily practice my ideas ahead of time. All right, let's use purple for these tassels, at least some of them. This is a dioxazine purple. And then with foam stamps, you have to remember to wipe them off right away. Okay, so this is an art foamy and you have to not wiggle it too much, I think. Let's do this little one. Let's do it. Do that one here. That's better. I think I got more ink on that, or more paint, I should say. So I usually wipe it off and then I wrap it in the paper, in the baby wipe, and then I clean it in the sink later. All right, let's do this one before that paint dries. I find it so hard not to wiggle it. Cool. Okay, and paper towel, I keep saying paper towel, baby wipe. And I'm gonna wipe that off just because I don't feel like pulling it. I'm just gonna wipe it. And let's do the hands in black. Hands across the water, hands across the sea, hands across the water. I might have just had too much of that paint on. It's just taking a while to dry. Okay, so this is black. Do Ooh, I like it. I could stamp this off on something else to use it before I wipe it. Okay, and then let's do this one. And let's do this one while our paint's still wet. Okay, and I think Beth wanted us to do some asemic writing. So let's do that. Oh, we only got 50 minutes left. Oh gosh. I might go a little long today, people. I'm sorry. I might go a little long because I want to have at least some of this in my washi book. Okay, let's get a paintbrush and we'll just do like a little bit of asemic writing there. Could use some black ink or some Sumi ink. I'm just going to use some black Bombay ink because I know it'll dry pretty quick. So I'm just going to put a little bit out here, and then I'll just dip my paintbrush in there. Okay, so asemic writing, you just kind of go with your whatever your heart tells you to do. That's how I see it. So these are all going to be cut out individually. And then we could just do maybe just some circle marks just for fun. Okay, so drop that there. I'm going to wipe this off. And let's heat gun this. Then we'll cut out a few, put them in our book, and then see if we can pull those other prints. Because I know I've printed on the washi paper before, but it has been a while. So maybe I forgot what paints work best. Okay, so let's put that away. Let's heat gun this and then we'll cut some out. Okay. So we made a mixed media piece of washi paper. Half gel printed, half sprayed. Oh, I wanted to choose this one. That's my favorite stamp. Oh well. Another day. Another day, another dollar. Okay, let's get, these are my fussy cutting scissors that I like the best. So let's cut this guy out first. So I'm just gonna loosely cut it out, and then I think I'm gonna cut this quite close to the edge. And then we'll find a spot for it in my series of unfortunate events altered book washi sticker paper book. And then those that want to stick around can stick around. Well, obviously, those that want to leave, at least you'll understand what I'm doing this for, what the purpose of this washi sticker book is. Let's cut out this hand here. Okay, let's cut out the little fingers. Is the fan really loud for you guys or not too bad? Yes, individual elements and see-through. See-through. So just as a reminder, next week, Anne Laura's going to stream, and I'm going to be your guest. And then the week after, oops, I cut a bit too close to that one. The week after, Anne's going to stream again because it's her week to stream, and then we'll be hopefully back to our regular schedule where I do the 1st and the 3rd of the month and Anne does the 2nd and the 4th. But we just kind of altered it just a little bit. And then let's cut out one of these tassels. Let's cut this one out. I don't really want to... I'm saving these little pieces for something else too, right? So I'm going to cut this one out here. And I'll grab my little book back. And we'll see how transparent these are. Oh, whoops. Now, because I use sprays on these, the sprays are not permanent. They would reactivate with water. So yeah, keep what you're using in mind. Let's grab out our book. Let's see if we can find a spot for these. Let's see. I remembered seeing this, no, not that, this picture here with like a, branch. Oh, this might be cool. Like that, because it's kind of like he's sleeping. I'm going to overlap it a bit so we can see if it's transparent. Let's just stick her down. Okay, I'm just going to try to go straight though. Ah! Now, because this is not going on acrylic paint, it's just a book page, I feel like I don't need extra glue. So it's just a little bit transparent. I don't know if you can see that. Just a bit transparent. Let's try this hand somewhere. So Elizabeth says that those tassels would be fun as dresses, collage some magazine bodies on them. Yes. What about, let's see. Ooh, that might look kind of cool. Like he's holding this tree. It's coming in from the edge. Sure, let's try that. I'm just going to put a piece of paper behind here so I know where the edge is. Okay, let's try that here. I'm kind of rushing a bit. I'm not really taking my time to look at what would be the best place for this. So let's see, you know what, maybe there's a reason that I ended up using sprays. This isn't as transparent as I thought it would be using those paints. You actually can't really see through it that much. Huh. Okay. see. There's really no purple on this page. Let's see, do I have somewhere I can... This doesn't have to be a tassel like Elizabeth said. You know, you can, it can be, it could be a dress, it could be a hat. Let's see, do I have somewhere else I could put it? This is kind of where I saw the hand going. I thought the hand would be cool there, but what we could do is we could put it here, and then it would kind of looks like a flower, and then I could maybe put the other tassels on this page. All right, 4 minutes left. I might go a little late, like I said, but the other way you can put this is you can pull this back, because it does kind of curl up if you have a big piece. But if you have a smaller piece, you can just kind of pull it like that. So this, you can see the transparency, but is it because of that I used the sprays there? I don't know. Okay, let's test. So I'll cut those out later. Let's test that extra one I did with the other paint. Where is it? Here it is. Let's see if that dried and pulled up the other layers. Curious, I'm curious. Let's see. Now this hasn't been drying as long. No, it's not pulling it up either. Wow. Well, I will link the video. That's not really pulling up. So that's the washi paper. It's not really pulling up the layers. I'm going to link the video where I actually succeeded in jelly printing on the washi sticker paper, since I'm not succeeding today. But let's see if these other ones, what they do. Yeah, they're just not drying. Let's see this one. Sorry, I'm just at the desk here. This one's had the fan on it. And it just doesn't want to pull. Okay. I'm going to leave the big one overnight to see if it dries. This is the other one that we did earlier. Thanks, Vale. So this one didn't pull either. So I'm going to spray, I'm going to let that dry. It pulled a little bit. So the big one, I'm going to let it sit overnight and then pull it. Hi, Becky. So this one didn't really, it might have worked if I would have left it longer. So I'm going to leave the other one overnight, and then I'll show you guys the next time if it worked or not. This is still a little bit wet. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull this on paper with some paint. And then this one I'm going to spray with our sprays here, because I didn't mind that effect. Ooh, let me put my this down. This paint is still a little bit wet. Just didn't want to dry today. Let's do some of this Delusions. And then we'll have, you know, it'll be something. It'll be, I can still use it as washi paper in my fun little book. Okay. And of course you could spray this through a stencil if you wanted. Let's do a little bit of yellow. Ooh, that was a little more than a little bit. So we're getting some fun colored washi. So check out how Janet sprayed her washi tape. She did an awesome job. Remember to wipe their noses. So you can still use like the techniques I showed you earlier in the stream on regular paper. So this is lifting up some of that paint that's still wet. I will be interested to see how that other one dries. I do like this like effect though, the paint mixed with the sprays, so all is not lost. Darcy's Mixed Media did a video using some of my designs, and she used a variety of methods, right? And it was pretty cool. She did lots of different ways of using stencils and stamps. I don't remember if she did this. But I like it. I'm not mad. Maybe purple spray. Do I have purple? I'm gonna put a little bit of purple spray here. Try to. Just a little bit. And then, yeah, I should be wearing gloves. I wasn't planning to use sprays. Thank goodness Janet used sprays. So I'm just dabbing and rotating. So we couldn't have got some of this look without the jelly plate, but you know. That was a children's book that I found at a used bookstore. A series of unfortunate events by Lemony Snicket. And I glued the pages, I glued 2 pages together. And I don't remember if I tore pages out. 136, 132. I think I did. I think I also tore pages out as well. So that's a nice like pastel-y background that we could stamp on. Use this washi paper, or we could doodle on it once it's dry. Or we could just cut out circles. Okay, so I'll let that dry, and then I can stamp on it later, use it in my little washi book. Okay, I'm going to pick that up with some paint on paper, just on paper. Let's use this. Oh, now I'm scared to use that. I'm scared. Let's use metallic, or this pink, this color shift pink, and we'll pick it up on paper. Thanks, Cindy. And I'm just going to pick this up on regular paper. And this paint dries pretty quick, so. Okay. This is a little bit thicker than copy paper. Because I want to show you what the layers should look out. Maybe that paint isn't sticky enough, or it's too slimy and takes too long to dry. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't work. But we'll give it overnight to see. Now my plate is yellow, so it's hard to see that. So I'm just going to stay a little bit longer so I can pull this. The other ones I'm going to let dry overnight. Let's just cut out a few more things. Carol, my Quiet Corner Carol starts at 3, so go check her out. She's probably on right now. So I'm just going to show you guys this washi sticker paper, how you can cut it out different ways. Stick it in your altered book. So there we made a little flower. Here's that asemic writing. This paper doesn't tear well, so you kind of have to, I think I'll just cut this straight. Okay, I'll stick that in the book. You can use punches. Let's see. Oh, Carol's not streaming today. She's in the shop. Okay, so I won't feel bad going a little longer. I want a bit of that crustiness to show. Okay, there's that. Here, I don't have a huge square punch, but I have a pretty big circular punch. We could try that. Let's see. Ah, it's stuck. There we go. Got that. I can still cut those shapes. Let's find a spot for these in our little book. I'm going to cut this side off. Lost my scissors. My desk is a mess. Hey, Jolu. Okay, let's find a spot. Ooh, this might go on that page with the bed. Let's do that. And I have used that these paints before. I can show you, I have a reel of some snarky cards that I did use them for. Just seeing what appeals to me here. So this is the, I think this shows the transparent nature of that washi sticker paper. See here, even though there's paint, you can kind of see through it. Oh, this is a piece Janet sent me to use. She Zentangled on hers. Just seeing where else. I like this page. That's a jelly print on the washi paper. So it does work. It does work. Trust me. Believe me. Just seeing. I have to start its own page because where's that one we did? This one. I like that. I like that there. Hi, Ellen. Yeah, I'm going a little long today. That's what happens when things don't work. You just gotta go with the flow, right? I don't know why I like that. I just like it. And you could add doodles. Like this, I could just stick on here. There, I don't know. Could add doodles to that. Let me, uh-oh, I got sprays without lids. Not good, people. I gotta wipe their noses too. All right, let's see if this is ready to pull. No, not this one. This is not paper. Is this paper? Yeah, it's paper. See, so this is paper. And the washi tape is a little bit slick, so it does take a little longer to dry, but I think it didn't like that paint. So that's the idea I was trying to show with all those layers of the fluorescent paints. So this is just on copy paper, but I was trying to get like just subtle layers, mark making, just with different colors. So I think I'm gonna toss my hat in and call it a day. Next week I will be, this is still wet. Next week I will be hopefully a guest on Anne Lar's channel. And we won't be gel printing, we'll be doing some collage, I think. Who knows? And I'll try to show you, I'll either do an extra video to show you how that other washi paper turned out, or I'll just show you quickly next week when I'm on Anne's channel. Or the week after, not the week after, the next time I stream. So thanks for hanging out with me for so long and putting up with, you know, sometimes things don't work and you just got to roll with it and change your plan. That's one of the things I love about mixed media, is that you can do something to make it work. You know, there's always something you can try to fix things. So for example, I can cut this where I punched out that hole. I can cut that out into a square and I can still use that. So you can use all your bits and pieces, right? Sorry, I said I was done and then here I go. So I could put that like that around that eyeball, right? Let's do that. So thanks for coming to my live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me, and don't feel bad when things don't work. Just pivot, as Ross and Rachel say, pivot, pivot, pivot. And because this is washi paper, you can actually lift it up and restick it. So I kind of went crooked there. All right. So that's it for me. Well, thanks, Lisa. You're very kind. You're very kind. But yeah, don't feel bad when things don't work the way you hoped they would or the way you thought they would. Just learn from it. Like I should write a note, like don't use this on washi paper. All right, I'm going to head out. I'm a little bit over my time, but thanks for coming and take care. Bye-bye. Oh, I have to take this off this week. All right. Sorry about that. See you guys.